Well, so here we are leaving sunny Bridlington, and we're on our way down to Doncaster to Cane and Country Foods. But what's the reason why we're going and what are we up to? Well, watch this space and you'll find out more. So it's great to welcome you to Legless Not Lifeless, Living the Nightmare, Chasing the Dream, and this week's video is all about us continuing the build and seeing how we are getting on. So watch this space and you'll find out more. So why have we gone all the way down to Doncaster and Askham in particular, and why have we gone to Cane and Country Foods? Well, Cane and Country Foods are the proud sponsors of this week's video and this week's build project, in the fact that they very kindly donated over 50 pallets to us. Now with those pallets we're going to be able to recycle them, which is really important because it will stop them going into landfill or just being burnt or wasted, and out of those pallets we're going to be able to make the walls, floor, ceiling and various parts of units that we're going to be using. So it was great to be able to go see Cane and Country and see what they do. As a dog lover myself, it was great to be able to hear about what they do with dog food, and so here we are on our way down there. Please do click on Cane and Country for more information on the products they do. I highly recommend them.
Cane and Country, we make herbal premixes for healthy dog food. We've been doing it for 22 years. We're based in Askham near Doncaster, and we've got 3 paid staff, full-time staff and 3 part-time staff. Buy the best food with natural ingredients in it.
legless, not lifeless, living the nightmare, chasing the dream. Enjoying today. We're getting on top of getting some of these pallets done. As you can see, we're making quite a mess of it, but we're getting there. They're coming to bits quite easy, which is really good. It's really hurting my back in doing this, so I'll do it as long as I can. But it's a job that's worthwhile. So just having a quick tea break and then we'll crack on. So thanks for watching. So the idea here is that we're going to use these pallets to do some of the flooring, some of the walls, some of the ceiling and various bits and pieces like that. Now, after many struggles, I suddenly realised that there was quite an easy way to take these apart. All I was using was a simple pry bar and a rubber mallet, and in the middle of the pallet you get the middle bit, and once you'd prise that little bit up, you could then prise each of the ends up. Now, it's important not to pry it too much because it'll just snap, but eventually it does come, and that's what we're going to see at this point. Now, I realise as well that on the first one sometimes I did lose it, but then you just got hold of it and it came out. So sometimes I had to sacrifice the first one, but as you can see on this bit, once the first one has come out and you just lift that middle bit up, which you can see me doing at this point, it just lifts up, a little bit of tap on the mallet to just pry it out that little bit, and then once that middle bit is up and out, which you can see I've just done there, little tap on the other end, and look, you can see it really comes off real simple, and then you can actually just lift it up and it comes off. And that's how it kept on going for most of them, in just being able to pry that middle bit up and then pry the end up, and then eventually it'll just come off nice and easy. Now, sometimes in the middle of the pallet, in the middle bit of the pallet, there was many nails in them, and they sometimes did take quite a bit in getting out, and sometimes it came and sometimes it didn't, but as you can see on this one, it just comes. And once you've prised that up, which is what you can see me doing there, you then get to the other end, because it raises it up just enough to get the pry bar in, and then once you've got that little pry bar in at that end, you just pry it slightly, not forcing it too much because the wood's not that strong, but then once you pry it a little bit, just give it that little bit of nudge, and then boom, it goes. And once it's gone on one side and you've got the middle bit up, then that's it, it comes away so easy, and the other side just kind of pops out. It didn't take much doing at all. Now, this was absolutely killing my back by this point, but it was certainly worth it, and I would highly recommend it to anybody. If you're trying to recycle or reuse stuff, then these pallet ideas are really good and well worth the effort. You get a lot of wood for what you do. So here we are. Manny's that keen to help me out. Don't know if you can see that. I'm going to have to swap round. Right, bear with me. So as I say, Manny's that keen to help me out. I'm going to have to swap camera angles on my phone. Can you see? She's that keen to help me that she's actually laid on my tools right in the middle of where it is that I need to be. What's she like? I don't know. She's obviously that keen to help me. So once again, Manny has decided that she's going to help out. Don't know what she's thinking she's going to quite do. She's looking at the tools and then looking at the pallets and deciding on which ones I think we're doing next. So she's lending a wonderful hand. So got quite a pile done. It'll be great to crack on. So once I got the pallets to bits, I was then left with this one strip and it had 6 nails in it. And what I see me doing now is just knocking those 6 nails out. We take them out. Not very long. Some of them come out a lot easier than others. And once we've got them out of the bit of wood, we're then able to make a start on the next part. So you can see me pulling them out there with the claw hammer. They didn't take much getting out at all. They come out relatively easy. And I spent the next few hours literally doing that and just taking nails out of bits of wood. There you can see that I'm examining it and looking to see whether that's a piece that's worth keeping and worth using. So at this point you can see me getting the sander ready for the next part of it, because I'm going to be sanding the planks of wood that I've got. I'm not using anything posh or fancy, it's just a normal sander with a normal bit of sandpaper on it, not very coarse because it doesn't need that much. and I'm going to use that, and for the bits that really need a lot doing to it I'm going to use the planer, but that's all I do at this point, is get the sander ready. So there I am. Once I've got the sander ready, I've also got a planer ready, and then I've got my bench set up, and all I'm doing is just giving the wood just the once over with the planer, just to take any kind of major bits off, and that's what I'm doing at this point, just giving it a quick run over, do it a couple of times just on the odd bits and pieces, and just adjust it for what I need, and then once I've done that I just give it a little bit of a sand, and we end up with the finished product. So as I've just been over that wood once there, you can see the difference in just taking that rough edge off it, where it turns up with the lighter wood underneath it. And I just finish off the other little bit, and there you can see the difference, and it does make a massive difference. And a bit of wood that you didn't think you'd be able to use, you actually can. And once again, I'm just running over the last little bits that I need, and then just running it down to where I can be able to get the sand on it and smooth it off. So as I say, this sander, it's nothing special, it's not a rough sandpaper or anything like that, it's just enough to be able to set the rough edges off it, and I just spend a bit of time going over it, nothing too fancy, but just run it down on both sides of it and across all the edges, and what a difference that makes. So there we are. Once we take it out, we're left with the 2 bits of wood, and they're really good bits of wood that we can now use. And I know you can't kind of see it on there, but they're 2 really good bits that are now being able to be used for the project in the way that we want to use them. So well worth it. I'm really happy. It just leaves me a chance to say a big thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Continue to watch as we get ready for the new build.